Hey guys, Zangetsu 134 here, bringing you another My Hero Academia review, this time of episode 14 of season 3. So, fair warning, I'm probably going to grab a drink as I go. I've also got some cookies right here, as you can see. So I might take a bite of those as we're talking, because it's kind of my breakfast. I'm going to try not to, though. Alright, so, sorry, I am very allergies right now, so my sinuses are just making me sound awful. So yeah, we get more of the training from last time. We get more of an explanation of Suit Gamma. We don't get an explanation for the boots yet. The boots actually have more of an explanation, but we get more of the idea of what Midoriya is trying to do. We see a little bit more of Midoriya training later at night, where he's trying to learn how to fight with his legs using some like instructions that Ida gives him on how to fight with your legs, making him look more Kamen Rider than he ever possibly could. Especially now since his suit is green with white and red, and now he can kick. I'm super excited for that because I'm like, yeah, he's Kamen Rider. I don't know if that was Horikoshi's intent, but like for me, I'm like, he's Kamen Rider now. And now he's Kamen Rider. He's Kamen Rider Ichigo. Kamen Rider Ichizuku. Oh, that was a dumb pun. We see more of that. We see Class 1B coming into train. We get to see Kirishima and Kaminari's new costumes. Kaminari's is pretty much the same, except he now has these special goggles that he wears, as well as these like, I guess they don't really explain what they are, but I think they're like, basically they're a blaster. He actually will get more explanation on how those work later, because him and Kirishima have a little bit more stuff together in the provincial hero license exam. Kirishima's costume actually doesn't get a lot of explanation, but he gets special arm guards that while when he hardens himself, this way his arms can stay can be hard, but like they have a soft covering over top, so that like if he has to carry civilians and stuff, they'll be okay. I think Kirishima's is the only one that really is about like improving like how he can like help people, which is interesting. Maybe he figured that like for the license exam they would test that. We see a bunch of other people getting some upgrades. I think we do see Jiro getting her wrist speakers, so that she can like not just rely on the speakers in her boots. Her boots. It's Canadian. A boot. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't think we really see anyone else's. I know Uraraka gets some upgrades to her costume, but we don't really see them. They're basically more to help deal with wooziness. And of course, when we see Class 1B, we see Monoma. In fact, Monoma, we see his hero costume, I think, for the first time, which is basically just like a suit. Like not like a super suit, like a tux, or like the 10th Doctor's outfit, only minus the looking posh. Monoma just looks like a dork. He has that and basically like a stopwatch, I think, that he disguises as like a pocket watch, so that he can keep track of his time limit. You know how long he has before the ability he's copied runs out. I'm just trying to hold back a belch. I'm so cool on camera. So yeah, and there it's really it's only there. Class 1B stuff is only there to establish that 1A and 1B won't be competing with each other. They'll be in separate testing facilities, so they don't have like rivals. The schools like rivals or interact with each other. We also get the scene where Uraraka clearly has like a crush on Midoriya, but like she doesn't want to really say so. Later on, like she'll talk more about how she doesn't think it's a crush, or that like she really does, she and Midoriya don't really have that kind of time to explore that sort of thing. You know, while they're trying to become heroes, they shouldn't be distracted by it. Which I get Horikoshi's way. I think that's Horikoshi's way of saying like I will pepper in the crush stuff, but like it's not the importance of the series. Which fair enough. I mean, Horikoshi still does a way better job of having like characters be romantically inclined with each other than like Naruto or Bleach ever did, like Kubo or Kishimoto, because that was like one of their biggest failings. Like Kishimoto, more because of the fact that like he clearly, I think, originally wanted to set up Naruto and Sakura, but like he didn't like that, or he realized how much the fans like Hinata and Naruto than Sakura and Naruto, and went that way. Because like I never really buy Sakura ending up with Sasuke just because of the fact that he tries to kill her at least twice in the second half of Naruto, and of course Bleach, Ichigo ending up with Orihime. I feel like only happened because they're still technically alive, and him and Rukia wouldn't have worked out. Which fair, I thought they had way better chemistry than Orihime and Ichigo. I mean, it had its moments, but like I never really bought it very well, and that probably says a little bad of me. But I mean, still, I liked Orihime well enough. She just didn't. Kubo clearly didn't care about her. Anyway, we're not talking about my problems with Naruto and Bleach. We're talking about My Hero Academia and why it's so good. Why it's so good. I'm gonna move my hands around. All right. I don't know why I made that face. I don't know what's going on. I actually had to restart this because I got a phone call and I've totally messed up this vlog. All right, so yeah, so that's the main stuff, and really the Uraraka stuff is just there so she can watch Midoriya outside the school building, training to use shoot style better. Mainly, he's using like instructions Ida gave him on like proper technique for using your legs. And to be fair, most of Midoriya's shoot style is really like using his leg, like okay, imagine this or his leg. He sweeps, you know, to like make full use of the boots and the leg. Because I don't think we've really seen him like do like a dynamic kick, like a dynamic entry, like Mike Guy does, or like some sort of like thing where he spins in the air and like brings his foot down like an axe, which he really should. I feel like he would do really good doing something like that. But that's mainly because of the way his costume is set up, and I'm not going to explain it until we actually get into when he gets into the actual explanation. I do like speaking of that costume, I like how in this episode they finally show how Mei or how Izuku well, Mei wants to kind of completely redo his costume, but Izuku doesn't because of course the costume is special to him because his mother designed it. And so Mei's like, "Oh, that's no problem. You know, we're used to dealing with people that are, you know, kind of demanding and picky about how things should be for their costumes." They cut out the line where Power Loader thinks in his head how like Mei gets gets it, like, you know, how dealing with like customer service is. I mean, granted, she says it out loud very bluntly, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, yeah, no, that's exactly how it is. How you have to deal with people and their stupid desires when really you kind of know better. But that's customer service for you. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Wow. I just want to do, I don't know why I made that face. All right. So yeah. And then we finally get to the day of the provincial hero license exam. We meet Miss Joke and her kids. We meet the Shira Tech High kids, you know, aka the UA of the West. Which I actually thought that was kind of cool that there's a school that's arguably as good as UA and it's in like the western part of the country, and like it's kind of neat. And it's like how Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, they introduced all the different like wizard schools. That's actually what, like, I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, but I actually really like that part of Goblet of Fire where like I like the whole idea of the Triwizard Cup because it expands the world. Because that was always a frustrating thing for me for Harry Potter was how much it has all this really cool magic stuff, but it's more focused on like them at school and the school mysteries and stuff and like the teen interactions. Despite the fact that like this world is so interesting, and like there's all this cool stuff. And to be fair, I think the books do a little bit better of a job of doing that, but the films not so much. Anyway, again, I'm getting off track. I really can't remember any of their names for some reason. It's probably because like the fact that like where I am currently, they're not really that important. In the manga, because like I'm at a certain place. So yeah. So so yeah, we meet them. Really, the only ones that are super memorable right now, or then the only ones that really said anything in the in this episode were the Win kid from Shirotech, who was originally going to go to UA, but he like it even like got like he was going to go on recommendations, and even scored like the highest in the test of recommendations, like even higher than Todoroki. Like they try to imply that like him and like he's actually probably a little bit better than Todoroki, in terms of like recommendations, which probably means he's even better than Yaoyorozu. But then again, Yaoyorozu's big problem is more just she's unsure of herself. And the kid from Miss Joke's class who can generate earthquakes. And then it's mostly because they talked and interact with the UA kids. Of course that leads into them like being the first ones to go after the UA kids during the UA crush segment. Although I think the Win kid actually doesn't. He actually like goes and does something else. But yeah, there's that. So yeah, mostly it's just there to introduce Miss Joke. I actually don't mind Miss Joke. I know some people don't like her because her whole shtick is like, I'm just trying to get Aizawa to laugh because I want him to marry me or some BS like that. So yeah, and it's mostly there to introduce her, and her quirk, which is Joke. Allows her to make people laugh so that she can capture them easily while they're trying to stop laughing. I feel like that would be very dangerous against like psychotic villains that like actually do that. Like I feel like she would be no match for Togata, because Togata would be able to overcome that. And so yeah, really she's just there to bring up the UA crush, which is like every year everyone like goes after the UA students at the provincial hero license exam, purely because of the fact that they know what their quirks are, and a lot of times a lot of the kids don't train their quirks up very 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 far. So they know what their quirks are and they can take advantage of that. And I like that because it shows Aizawa. It shows Aizawa in a really good light where he's he clearly didn't tell them, but not because of like he's being like malicious or something. He didn't tell them because he knew that like that wouldn't matter to them. They're going to all pass, or at least most of them are going to pass this time. So it doesn't matter whether or not they win or fail, like whether or not there's a UA crush or not, they're going to move forward. They've gone through too much to not. I actually really like that, and it's one of my favorite Aizawa moments, in my opinion, just because of how much he cares. So yeah, in general, I think this was a good episode. It's more or less just the beginning of the provincial hero license exam. Otherwise, it's really good. I like it. I like the little moments before we get to the test, and I like the beginning of the test in general. I think it's fun, especially like the announcer who's just tired because he's like they're understaffed and overworked. Like he doesn't get to have REM sleep. He just kind of power naps. But yeah, in general, I think it's a good episode. I'm looking more forward to the next episode just because of the fact that it's getting into the test itself. It's kind of interesting how we're like how far in we are, and like I don't really think it's gonna last more than maybe like 4 or 5 episodes at best. I feel like we're gonna maybe go like up to like 20s before like with the test. I don't know. Maybe they'll stretch it out. Because it's only really like a volume of like a volume and a half of the manga, and then we get like another little arc there. I doubt we're gonna get into the precepts of death this year. And I also feel like they might take some of the stuff that happens like at the at the end of the arc, the parental license arc, and make it its own episode, and then and do something like that. We shall see. But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this week. I'm probably gonna try and do the next My Hero Academia vlog first, since I did Kamen Rider first this week, and I did My Hero Academia second. I think I'll try to switch, especially because I still have to watch. I still have to watch episodes 45 and 46. I haven't had time to watch them yet. I might try to do that this Saturday since I'm off, or maybe I'll try to do them Sunday to see if I can get them watched. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this week for my vlogs. I don't really think there's probably gonna be much else I'm gonna be doing, but yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for this week. I'm Zangetsu 134, and I will catch you next week. Until then, take care and go beyond. Pleth Ultra.